Okay? It is clear that that's who conservatives want in the White House. Okay? That's who they supported. They didn't give a damn about the 34 indictments. They didn't give a damn about 2 impeachments. They didn't give a damn about all the legal issues and the lawfare that the Democrats engaged in. They said, Joe, that's who we want. This is the difference, and I said this to a lot of people, Bill. The conservatives said, we want that guy. That's who we want. And the voters decided who the Republican nominee is going to be. When you look at the Democrats, they didn't do it with Obama. That's true. Okay?
Didn't do what?
They greased the skids. This is the person we want. It's her turn. It was Hillary's turn in 2016.
In this video, Stephen A. Smith holds no punches as he sits across from Bill Maher, ready to strike up a conversation that challenges Hollywood's most sacred narrative. Hollywood's hysteria over Trump isn't about politics. It's about ego. These people think they're America's moral compass, but half of them can't find Kansas on a map without Googling it. They fear Trump because he's a reflection of their own narcissism. Meanwhile, what's the real problem? Hollywood's narcissism is wrapped in a woke cloak of progressive values, but it's just as self-serving. They don't hate Trump because he's a threat to democracy. They hate him because he won't join their club. Let's be real. They created the monster they now fear. Bill Maher, never one to shy away from a fight, is ready for a fierce debate. Please watch this interesting but stressful video.
All right, Biden.
Well, that's not Obama. Obama earned it.
No, that's why I said he earned it. But in 2016, and I'm not even trying to imply.
They voted. Hillary ran in the primaries.
I'm not even trying to imply that she. But remember, they were complaining that Bernie Sanders had some momentum and was compromised by the Democratic Party because they were saying it was Hillary's turn. Bernie
Sanders, I love him, but he's too far left, and he would have been a bigger disaster than Kamala was.
That's fine. But what I'm saying to you is, still in all, Bill, what I would, it's rare that I disagree with you. What I'm saying is, the only thing I will push back on is, that's fine. But that's for the voter to decide.
Right.
And a lot of times the Democratic Party seems as if they've got their claws in the mix. Take Biden, for example. Okay, so, Clyburn helps him get through South Carolina. He ultimately goes to the Democratic nomination. He's the Democratic nominee for the president. He ultimately wins the election. There was supposed to be a red wave in 2022 in the midterms. The Republicans didn't pull that off. And Biden is feeling himself and saying, I ain't going anywhere. I'm not going to. I told y'all I was going to be a transitional president. I told y'all I was going to be a one-term dude. I'm just here as a stopgap to pave the way for the future of the Democratic Party. And then all of a sudden, he in office takes that power.
He was a veritable John the Baptist. Just the guy who goes before.
Come on, bro.
Absolutely.
In their conversation, Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith focus on how the Democratic Party's embrace of extreme ideologies and woke culture has distanced itself from moderate voters, leading to political setback. Both agree that while some progressive ideas resonate with younger or more liberal demographics, the party's tendency to push policies and rhetoric perceived as overly radical or disconnected from mainstream concerns alienates the broader electorate. Smith points out that the Democrats often fail to recognize the impact of their messaging, which, while aimed at inclusivity, can come across as condescending or exclusionary to moderates and independents. Maher emphasizes that this disconnect is compounded by the Democrats' unwillingness to self-reflect, instead doubling down on woke positions that prioritize social justice issues in ways that may seem performative or out of touch with working-class concerns, like inflation, crime, and immigration. Both highlight that this approach has electoral consequences, with many voters perceiving the Democrats as more focused on ideological battles than practical governance. By alienating the political center, the party risks setting ground to Republicans, who often capitalize on these divides by positioning themselves as defenders of common sense against progressive overreach.
Come on now. And then I'll never forget this. Bill, I swear to you, I love your show, Real Time. I'm a huge fan. I watch it every chance I get. I have never.
No, real fans watch it every week. You watch it every chance you get. I'm just fucking with you.
That's because I got multiple jobs. But here's the deal, Bill. But I TiVo it. I tell you that much. The DVR it, rather.
TiVo.
That's TiVo, DVR.
I'm going to send you a telegram about that.
You told myself. Here's the deal, man. I have never wanted to be on your show more than I wanted to be on your show when Biden announced that he was going to run for reelection. Because I'm like this, what y'all going to say now? This is some straight bullshit. You got a situation where you won the midterm. You denied, you halted, you warded off the red wave. And you, knowing you're going to be 81 at election time, knowing you're going to be 82 in office, right? It wasn't the midterm. It was when the State of the Union address took place. And I saw these people. Remember, the liberals, so when you call yourself progressives.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're looking forward with a dude that's going to be 82 and would leave office when he's 86. Really, y'all? I'm sitting there like, you got to be shitting me. This is what you're talking about? And I'm like, I knew I wasn't voting for Trump. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I was saying to myself, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And then I looked at their bullpen and they had no one. They had no one. They had no one.
Both Smith and Maher argue that the Democratic Party's pivot toward extreme progressive stances alienates moderates and independents. These voters, often more concerned with bread and butter issues like the economy, inflation, and public safety, may feel overlooked by the party's focus on identity politics and cultural battles. Maher particularly critiques the party's tendency to prioritize symbolic gestures and ideological purity over practical solutions, creating a perception that Democrats are disconnected from the struggles of average Americans. Democratic Party's overemphasis on progressive policies, often labeled as woke, has had tangible electoral repercussions. By focusing on cultural issues like gender identity, defunding the police, and expansive immigration policies, Democrats risk losing ground in swing states and among working-class voters, many of whom feel their concerns are being dismissed as old-fashioned or bigoted. Smith and Maher both reference the party's inability to balance its progressive base with the pragmatic needs of winning elections, a factor they believe contributed to recent Republican gains.
That could compete with Donald Trump.
Well, not on a charisma level.
Fair. Okay, fair enough.
No,
but charisma is what gets you votes, bro.
Absolutely. And I've said it a million times, insanity photographs.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I mean, it's charismatic. But I have so many things that I must contend here with.
Sure.
One, you're an ageist. There are people who are completely crackling right at 82. So
I don't
it's always a case. It's always a case by case basis.
Right? Yeah. Nancy Pelosi don't have the problems that Biden have. I'm very supportive of in terms of Nancy Pelosi, in terms of how sharp she is. I'm not. I don't believe I'm an ageist.
Nancy Pelosi has lost a step in public, also, to be perfectly honest. But the job is never what you do in public. The job is done in the Oval Office.
Okay.
All you have to do is be. I never thought Biden couldn't do the job. The job is actually sitting in the Oval Office making decisions. He's not crazy. He hasn't lost his mind. He's not senile. He just can't do the public part. He never could do it well. And add the age thing, and you're going to get things like, I killed Medicare, or whatever the fuck he said. By the way, Trump, no one has been harder on Trump or more against Trump, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to establish my credentials. But he does do things once in a while that either make me genuinely laugh or make me genuinely go, oh, that's good. Yes. Like when he said that in that debate, he had a moment where he went, I don't know what he said.
Exactly.
And I don't think
there.
And I don't think he knows
I don't think he knows what he said. I mean, we crack it up.
That's what people love about him.
Yes.
It's like he's crazy, but crazy people don't have the time to pretend about shit.
Maher points out that the excesses of woke culture contribute to polarization by pushing moderates and even liberals toward conservatism. He argues that this has helped fuel the rise of figures like Trump, whose base rejects what they see as progressive overreach. Both criticize the cancel culture element of wokeness, where individuals are ostracized for minor infractions or differing opinions. They argue that this not only stifles free speech, but also makes it harder for people to engage with progressive ideas in good faith. This conversation weaves together critiques of political dynamics, cultural perceptions, and the intersection of personal ambition and public policy, reflecting a nuanced analysis of Trump's influence on American society and politics. Let me know if you'd like a deeper dive into any specific aspect. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to see more videos. Thank you for watching.